So let's talk about applying our Limelife by Alcone wax-based foundation and concealers. So there are different tools that you can use. First of all, skin prep is so important. Skin care is the utmost of importance when you are putting on our foundation. So making sure you prep your skin. So I do several things. I'm making sure that I put a serum. This is an anti-aging serum, our Sotox serum. Then I put on our green smoothie moisturizer, followed by our due date face oil. Then I sunscreen. So important to do that. But I like to start with our first base priming spray to prime my face prior to application. This just really gives you the perfect canvas for applying your foundation, especially if you have large pores, if you have fine lines and wrinkles. It's just going to help it to go on super. So when applying our foundation, there are different tools you can use. I absolutely love using our Blenderful sponge, which I fully dampened. It starts off really small. I submerge it in water, get it really puffy. Then I wring out all the water to where it's just nice and puffy, makes for perfect application. You can also use a brush. This is one of my favorite brushes to use. This is brush number 18. I like how fluffy it is, and it's perfect just for applying foundation. Another one is a diffuser brush like this, or a foundation brush that you can use like this. Various ways that you can apply. But I'm going to show you first of all how to use our Blenderful sponge. When you go into our foundation, because it's a wax-based formula, some people like to heat it up with their finger first. And you can even take it and you can put a few swatches on your face if you want to do that. You can put swatches all over your face, however you prefer. It kind of melts into your skin. But you can also go into your foundation in a couple of twists, put it on your sponge, and then you're just going to bounce it around. So I'm going to take my sponge and I'm just going to tap it all over my face. You notice I'm not smearing, I'm not dragging the sponge, I'm just tapping it. Because our foundation is a wax-based formula, it's going to sit on top of your skin. It's going to not fall into your pores, into your fine lines and wrinkles. And I typically will go into my foundation pan about 3 times to cover my entire face. That's it. Very little product goes a long way when applying our foundation. Truly, less is best. So many people are used to having to apply really heavy, but because the coverage is so good, you don't have to apply very much foundation. A little bit truly does go a long way. So just making sure that you have blended it in. I've also not gone up under my eyes. I'll leave this part open because I'm going to apply my concealer to that area. So I do not apply any foundation to that under eye area. So now let's talk about how to apply the concealer. So, we have different concealers for different purposes. We have highlighting concealer, which is like your lightest shade. Then we have a dark circles, blemishes, age spots, melasma covering concealer, which I usually go with concealer number 3 just because it's very salmon undertone. It's going to really easily cover that. You can also use our darkest concealer to contour, whatever you want. I can help you find that. But anyway, I like to use this brush number 5, which is really a little buffer brush. So I'm going to go in with into my pan, and I'm just going to barely place any product under my eyes. Barely any product. Really, here also, less is best because our concealers are about 60% pigmented. A little bit goes a long way, and it's going to cover so well. And you want to really just avoid putting too much concealer in the under eye area. So I also like to take the concealer and go on my eyelid. For one, it neutralizes the eyelid, and it also acts as a great eyeshadow primer. So I love doing that as well. So remember, very little product. And this is concealer number 3 that I'm placing under my eyes just to cancel out any dark circles. This is also great for blemishes. If you want to cover any blemishes or age spots or melasma before applying your foundation, you can. However, our foundation has such great coverage that you hardly have to do that. But then I usually will take my ring fingers and just tap that, just to really just press that in. It kind of melts it into my skin, tapping it out. And then I will set it with our translucent powder. So then I like to take our translucent powder, which looks like white, but it goes on clear. It's more like a blurring powder filter for the face. I use very little product, very little bit of the concealer. I kind of tap it off, and then I just kind of go over the high spots, kind of down my nose, and just lightly go over my entire face just to really set that foundation in place because it is a wax-based formula. and just kind of set it in place. And then to apply under my under eyes, I like to use one of these, just get them from Amazon. Just take that, go into my translucent powder, and I kind of wipe it off a little bit. And then I just kind of press under my eyes. It just really locks that concealer in under my eye area. And there we go. Foundation is done. It is so simple to do. If you have questions, let me know. I'll be glad to send you any other tutorials to help you apply your foundation.